Just actually taking this forward, one last question to Ramani, if there's no other. Even in Anand's speech at MIF this year, when you got the award, the whole the vision of using film for change, to impact change. So even if after 40 years you feel there is no change, but the point of making the film is to make a dent in that space. And so you use a language that which is why you use a language of polarities, and you try and reach out and emotionally move your audience to think through things. You build a structure that is a long argument and not a moment, So that is a particular vision of filmmaking, which which is obviously the conversation that you are having, that's not the filmmaking that you are comfortable with. But your films, and have been from the very beginning, are very difficult films. They are not films that are going to change anything, even if, that's not your point at all. But the fact that your films are difficult and are not easily consumed, cannot easily move you, that they'll possibly leave you at best bewildered. That is another polarity of two kinds of filmmakings, or two visions of documentary filmmaking, that I thought was being played out in this film. And I was wondering if you wanted to say a little about that, because it's almost as if, as someone said, that Paramita said that, outside the community, how will this film be read? And that is not, I think, the question in your mind. Your question is so deeply into what you're saying that you do make difficult films eventually. And by difficult, I don't mean it as a judgment for or against. I'm saying there is a vision of wanting to impact the world. So you use a language that is able to reach out, and you use a language of ambiguity. So I'm just wondering about that polarity, and if you just want to say anything about that.
This is the more the discussion goes, the more the traps are, in the sense. See, when I showed Anand the film, the rough cut, in his house, one of the things that he was very worried about was that I'm going through this crisis about, this court cases and all that. And if this film is shown around at this point of time, or he even used the word, if the film is released around this point of time, it will create a bad impression about him to the people with whom you are working with. He might even enhance this feeling about him that he's doing it for himself, or he's seeking publicity for himself, or all that is happening is finally he's getting the centering. That's what he was worried about. And I told him that this film will not do anything like that. This film is not going to be so centered about you. In fact, I told him that it will be a very light affair. When this film is shown around, it will be a very, very light affair. Nobody will notice. So, in fact, that's how it is, and it has been like that. Actually, I've had so many screenings, but it's always been like this, very small. This is actually one of the bigger audiences I have. Otherwise, people are like this, 30, 40 people turn up and watch the film. And discussions are there. But it doesn't come on, because as he says that this film still doesn't convince me that it is a film on Anand Patwardhan. Yes, it is. That's how it is. And I will not give that to you, And I'm not even interested in giving that to you. I'm interested in providing you some other kind of experience which is not in court of what you're used to. Okay, because where does consumption comes? Where does consumption comes? Even if I say that I'm an activist is also becoming consumptive at some level. No? I mean, do you agree to that or not? Because even if I say that I'm a very concerned activist, you inadvertently you fall into a trap of consumerism. You do that, and I can see it happening in a lot of places. To fight against something also becomes consumeristic at some point of time. So these are the questions that I'm addressing to myself. I'm not preaching other people. I'm only telling that I should not fall into this when I do something like this. That if I make a film with Anand Patwardhan, I'm not saying which the film is on Anand Patwardhan. Uh, at the most, I say the film is based on his screenings of films. That's all I say. I don't say anything else. I do not provide a easily, consumptive mode of Anand Padodhan to you. I will not provide it. You have to struggle. You will not get it. Like what she says, that what is the, it is not easily taken, meaning, huh? It's not easily extractable. It's not a conscious thing, but I'm saying that I don't want to give it to you. I don't want to give it like that. And in fact, most of the films, as she says, maybe that is the thought process, that I do not want to cater to a certain expectation. I will not cater to any expectation. And even I want to cater, I want to destroy my own expectations also. In the sense that, while I also have an expectation while making a film. I also keep, deleting it in the sense. So whatever happens becomes a surprise to me. For me, the surprise is the most important element. For me, the car ride, for me, is the most important cinematic moment for me. That kind of holds, like when the car conversation, I didn't know what's going to happen. We were traveling in the same car. We were going to the same place. And I was never interested in talking to Anand throughout the film. All this filming that I'd done with him, I never felt like even talking to him or asking him any questions, nothing. I just wanted to be with him and see whether I can come to a position where I feel very comfortable and he's feeling very comfortable. And those are the moments I started looking for. And I felt the film can only happen when that happens. So in the conversation, the car conversation, he was very tense. That this guy is going to ask me something in his film. And I was also not sure what to ask him, because I didn't want to ask him anything. So how do I... And I have the camera with me, and I know that I'm going to film him. So what do I do in the car with him? So he was the one who provoked the conversation. If you notice the car conversation, it is entirely his car. He was the one who's speaking. He gave all the threads to me. I was like getting, wow, what is this? What is happening? What is happening? Is he really genuine, or is he also taking me for a ride? Or, is he actually, sorry? Car ride, taking me for... So how, like throughout the conversation, I was saying whether he is trying to use me as a person, like he's talking about his uncles and, the oral history that he didn't do it himself, but maybe he's trying to do it with me. And I was thinking like that. Then I thought, no, it doesn't look like that. He's looking very genuine, and there's a certain nice movement is happening in the car. And the best moment was that entire car ride is wrong. Whatever little doubts one had with him or whatever, the whole journey is wrong, because the wrong direction.